Welcome to a journey into the depths of Middle-earth's dark history, where we uncover the rise and fall of the first Dark Lord, Morgoth. Born as Melkor, the mightiest of the Aenir, his descent into corruption and ambition would forever alter the fate of Arda. From his creation as a powerful spirit with unmatched potential to his transformation into a force of darkness, Morgoth's tale is one of immense power, relentless destruction, and ultimately, defeat. Through his wars, deceptions, and influence, we witness the harrowing impact of his desire for control, a legacy that echoes through Middle-earth's ages, even after his downfall. Join us as we explore Morgoth's origins, battles, relationships, and the shadows he cast over all who dared to defy him. In the beginning, before the world took shape, Eru Iluvatar, the One, conceived the Aenir, the Holy Ones, immortal spirits born from his thought. Among them, one shone brighter and more magnificent than any other, with power and intelligence unmatched. This was Melkor, the greatest of the Aenir. His mind was vast, his spirit both curious and ambitious, filled with ideas and a longing for something more than what even Iluvatar could grant. It was Melkor who first glimpsed the void, the emptiness beyond the light, and it stirred in him an insatiable desire to shape, to create, to control. In the first act of creation, Iluvatar summoned the Aenir to participate in the music that would create the world. Each spirit sang according to Iluvatar's themes, harmonizing in unity. Yet, Melkor's pride and yearning for dominion over the world led him to introduce his own notes, discordant and fierce, disrupting the harmony. Melkor believed he could create something greater than what his creator had envisioned, something uniquely his. But Iluvatar's wisdom prevailed, and even Melkor's disruptions became woven into the grand design, shaping a world where good and evil would coexist, bound by the eternal struggle of light and darkness. When the world called Arda was finally made, the Aenir descended to shape it. Among them was Melkor, but his descent was not to build but to dominate. He desired Arda for himself, coveting the light and beauty that others sought to create. While the Vala, those Aenir who took up guardianship over the world, labored to shape the lands and seas, Melkor worked tirelessly to undo their efforts, spreading darkness and chaos. Thus began the long strife that would span ages and forge a legacy of suffering, bloodshed, and terror. Melkor's presence in Arda was akin to a shadow stretching across the budding lands. He disrupted the works of the Vala, bending the natural order to his will. It was during these early ages that he corrupted and subjugated many of the lesser spirits, the Maiar binding them to his will. Chief among these was Sauron, a Maia of great skill and cunning, who would become Melkor's most faithful servant. Through these dark alliances, Melkor amassed a force that rivaled the might of the Vala, with a singular aim: to conquer and rule Arda. The fortress of Utumno was born from this vision, a stronghold hidden deep in the northern wastes. Here, Melkor gathered his power, breeding creatures of shadow and flame. It was in Utumno that he first conceived the orcs, twisted mockeries of the elves who had awoken in the world. Tortured and corrupted, these creatures would become a physical manifestation of Melkor's hatred for all that was beautiful and free. The flames of Utumno burned bright, casting a darkness that would take root in the hearts of countless creatures. In time, the Vala could no longer tolerate Melkor's wanton destruction, and they waged war upon him. It was a battle unlike any before, shaking the foundations of Arda itself. Manwë, Melkor's brother and the king of the Vala, led the assault with a righteous fury, joined by Tulkas, the champion whose strength was unmatched. The light of their armies broke upon Utumno like a storm, yet Melkor fought with all the ferocity of a caged beast. But even his great power could not withstand the combined might of the Vala, and Melkor was overthrown and bound in chains. The Vala cast him into darkness, imprisoning him for 3 ages in the halls of Mandos, where he brooded and planned, nursing a hatred that would fester and grow. In his absence, Middle-earth flourished, yet the peace would not last, for Melkor's influence was far from extinguished. Even in chains, he awaited the day of his return, whispering lies into the hearts of those who would listen. Upon his release, Melkor returned to Valinor, cloaked in feigned humility. He spoke sweet words of regret, deceiving many of the elves and even some of the Vala. Yet, his true aim was the 3 Silmarils, jewels created by the elf lord Fëanor, which held the light of the 2 trees of Valinor. These gems symbolized the pure beauty and hope that Melkor sought to possess and corrupt. When his deceit was uncovered, Melkor fled, and with him, the great spider Ungoliant, a creature as dark and insatiable as he. Together, they attacked the 2 trees, destroying the light that illuminated Valinor. In the ensuing chaos, Melkor seized the Silmarils, solidifying his enmity with Fëanor and setting in motion the curse that would lead to the ruin of the Elven kingdoms. Melkor, now named Morgoth, the Dark Enemy, returned to Middle-earth, where he established his new fortress in Angband, forever sealing his fate as the sworn enemy of all free peoples. From Angband, Morgoth waged relentless wars upon the elves and men of Middle-earth. He unleashed waves of horrors, chief among them were his dragons, Balrogs, and twisted orcs. The mightiest of these, Glorung, the father of dragons, brought ruin to entire realms. Morgoth's power seemed boundless, yet his arrogance led to missteps. Throughout the First Age, the free peoples resisted, driven by the courage of heroes like Beren, Luthien, and the children of Hurin. Morgoth underestimated the resilience of the elves and men, and each victory came at a bitter cost. Yet, through deception, corruption, and sheer force, he cast a shadow that loomed over all. His greatest adversaries became tools of his wrath, with Hurin cursed to witness the downfall of his kin and Fëanor's sons caught in an endless quest for the lost Silmarils. The devastation wrought by Morgoth's rule finally drove the Vala to intervene. In the War of Wrath, the Vala, alongside the elves and men, unleashed a fury that even Morgoth could not withstand. The heavens seemed to crack as the host of the West descended upon Angband, crushing his armies in a conflict that scarred the very earth. Morgoth himself was cast down, stripped of the Silmarils and bound once more, his final defeat sealed by the might of the Vala. Yet his legacy endured. Sauron, his loyal servant, would carry forth his malice, ensuring that the darkness Morgoth had sown would continue to haunt Middle-earth. Morgoth was cast into the void, but his influence lingered, whispering to those who hungered for power, corrupting even the bravest of hearts. Though banished, Morgoth's legacy cast a long shadow. His influence twisted the fate of Arda, with every dark corner and poisoned mind bearing traces of his corruption. Sauron rose in his stead, drawing upon the teachings of his fallen master. Morgoth's memory became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the consequences of unchecked ambition and the hunger for control. Even ages after his fall, whispers of Morgoth lingered in dark places, tales passed down as warnings. His name became synonymous with ruin and despair, embodying a legacy of destruction that shaped the destiny of Middle-earth. This structure can be expanded, diving deeper into each point with detailed prose, dialogue, and inner monologues to reach the full word count. We could add vivid battle descriptions, unique character moments, and layered reflections on Morgoth's impact on Middle-earth heroes and kingdoms, fleshing out each era and relationship. Let me know if you'd like more detailed narratives for each section or specific moments. Morgoth's story is a cautionary tale of ambition and the peril of unrestrained power. Though his physical presence was ultimately cast into the void, his influence lingered, haunting Middle-earth and shaping the destinies of heroes and villains alike. The Dark Lord's fall marked the end of an age, yet the seeds of his malice remained, sown into the fabric of the world. Morgoth's legacy of ruin lived on, most notably through his successor, Sauron, who continued his master's vision of control. As we look back on Morgoth's life, we're reminded of the delicate balance between light and darkness, a struggle that defines the very essence of Middle-earth's history and lore.